Everything about these panels is about community, but the idea behind Tukutuku is about a partnership. This is a pattern I put into every single panel I make, whether it be a whole panel or a cluster. As you're weaving, they talk about mauri from the weaver. It actually does go into your mahi. So I call it the zone. You zone out when you weave. I do, and I think probably 99% of the weavers do. They zone out, they get into a sort of meditation when you're weaving. You get in a flow. It's not a singular art form. It's a multi-person art form. People do weave, don't get me wrong, people do weave tukutuku by themselves. Maybe because they just don't have someone to weave with, or whatever the reason is. But the idea behind tukutuku is about a partnership. And some panels, because they're so big, we can put on 3 pairs of people. So you've got 6 weavers doing the one panel, which I think is Remuera. They've got, I think 4 is the max that have gone on that panel so far. So we talk about tukutuku. So the tuku is about tuku, you tuku and you tuku. So you tuku atu tuku mai. So you pass it in and you receive it. The communication between partners has to be on, because you can make mistakes. Your relationship with that person can grow because you get to talk to each other about your everyday life. So this panel behind us is the stitch that the ladies are weaving now. It's called Pura Pura Whetū, and it's about the stars, which represents all of our ancestors. This is a pattern I put into every single panel I make, whether it be a whole panel or a cluster. So this is quite a strong pattern that I love. So this panel's Pura Pura Whetū. I'm going to add in the cluster matariki. Matariki will be on this panel, and I'm going to do some little shooting stars because we're all shooting stars. And that's this one. The other 2 on either side that are going to flank this panel, po. And po is about natural leadership. And I'm not talking about chairmen of boards or anything like that. I'm talking about people in our community who are natural leaders. Our parents, our grandparents, our auntie, uncle. So that's what the po is about. Everything about these panels is about community. The po are also placed in a pattern which we call kaukau, and kaukau is all about strength, and that's about individual strength and strength as a community. So it's all about creating leaders. Our young kids that are over there in the library, those are future leaders right there, and giving them the strength to be able to have their own leadership with themselves and with groups and community. So this panel is going to be covered in pingao. So pingao grows it on the sand dunes. So this pingao that we're using at the moment is old pingao that we had it when we were doing our wharenui, redoing our wharenui. So this is really long for a pingao. And then the matariki cluster, I'm going to use kia, which grows in the bush, and it wraps itself and climbs up trees and banks. There's a story here that's based in Remu wera. So the panel is called Remu wera, not Remu era. It's just trying to get people to realise that to say the name correctly. So that's why I've named this Remu wera. And it's all about the tragic story about a chieftainess who was burnt, and that's the hems of her skirt were burnt. I just hope that my nieces and nephews and our younger generation carry on these skills. That's why I teach as many people as I can. I talk about intention. If you have intention on learning, you'll learn it, you'll keep it, you'll share it. My job is to share it. It's not mine. I don't own any of this. I have to share everything as much as I can. So that's what I do. And I just hope our kids, our mokos, in 50, 100 years' time are still doing this.